Space. The possibilities of what lie within it are endless. And it's within those endless possibilities that some of the most iconic stories of all time have taken place in. Star Wars, Dune, and Star Trek, just to name a few.
500 cigarettes.
So what happens when Shinichiro Watanabe, creator of Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo, partners with Studio Bones to create a new space anime? You get Space Dandy, a show that is a breath of fresh air in a sea of terrible comedy anime, and is one of the most unique and imaginative shows that I've come across in a while, which makes it all the more confusing that Watanabe considers it a mistake. So how did this mistake manage to be one of the most refreshing shows I've seen in ages? Well friends, that's what I'm here to talk about today. My name is Goob, and this is Space Dandy. Space Dandy follows the adventures of Dandy, QT, and Meow, a group of alien hunters that traverse the galaxy searching for new species of aliens. Each episode follows the different adventures they find themselves in, as they get up to all sorts of wacky hijinks.
Could you two please not look at porn sites on my cell phone?
But no amount of space hijinks is gonna save a show if the main cast sucks doo-doo balls. Luckily, if you know anything about Watanabe's other works, you know the man can write some characters, and Space Dandy's cast might be one of his best yet. QT is the most lovable vacuum cleaner in anime, and he also fishes? Incredible. Meow is a literal gooner.
Now the only girls I'm going after are the 2D kind.
And Dandy is what I'd imagine a fusion of Johnny Bravo and Spike Spiegel would turn out as. And it works. He's one of the most entertaining protagonists out there. And these guys are all great individually, but it's as a trio that they're at their best. They play off each other really well and have a genuinely funny dynamic. You aren't getting the same unfunny jokes that a lot of anime regurgitate into them, because Space Dandy pulls off something nearly unheard of in anime. It's really funny. We're talking Family Guy Funny Moments 5-hour compilation number 8 levels of comedy here, guys.
Legal or not, I'll always be getting high as fuck.
I found myself cracking up multiple times on every episode, and while that's mostly because it's some pretty funny stuff.
If the patient needs anything, please feel free to push the call button, and I'll be here right away.
I think what brings its comedy to the next level is how solid the English dub is. A trend I've noticed with a lot of Watanabe's other shows is that his dubs are always really good. At times, they rival the original and sometimes even surpass it, and Space Dandy might just be one of the finest dubs out there. Ian Sinclair is definitely the standout performance. He manages to perfectly capture the character of Dandy, and his comedic timing is very solid.
Whoa.
Meow, QT, and the other characters' voice actors do a great job as well, but I think the biggest pro to watching the dub over the sub is that comedy is just a lot funnier in a language you can actually understand. And that's not to say it can't work subbed. It's just that jokes land much harder when you actually get to listen to them. And maybe the producers also realized this, because Space Dandy is one of the first and only anime to air its English version before the Japanese version. And I think it's pretty cool to see this level of importance placed on the international audience. Comedy isn't the only thing Space Dandy does well though. The universe it takes place in is equally as captivating. Each planet and location they visit feels distinct and original. They explore some really fun and weird ideas with these places. The show uses this strange universe to tell some wacky ass stories. One episode has Dandy and crew stuck in a zombie outbreak, only for them to turn into zombies halfway through the episode and spend the rest of it coming to terms with living life as a zombie.
Despair and raw meat.
Another has the crew teaming up with the supreme leader of the Jaicro Empire to start a band. But conflict arises as Johnny grapples with whether he's meant to be the supreme leader or the guitarist for their band. These are the kind of plot lines that make up the series. You never really know what to expect when going into an episode, and they don't really overlap with one another. Instead, each of them tells their own self-contained storylines that all feel distinct in their own ways. And that's due in a large part to the unique way Space Dandy was produced, as each director was given the freedom to take their own approach with the episodes they worked on. This means all of the different planets and aliens feel and look distinct from one another. because no two directors are gonna have the same approach with them. For every ridiculous episode, there's another strangely beautiful one that keeps the series grounded. The standout for me was definitely A World with No Sadness, Baby. I don't want to spoil too much about the episode because it's one of the most strange and surreal yet beautiful episodes of anime I've seen in ages. If nothing else, the show is worth watching for this one alone. So why is a series like this, that is able to deliver such a captivating and beautiful story, considered in the eyes of its creator a mistake? I don't know what Watanabe was thinking at the time when he said this, but if I had to guess, Space Dandy just wasn't the international hit that I think they were hoping for. Maybe it was just too weird for audiences at the time. Who knows? Maybe the show would have done better if it came out now. I can't say for sure, but there's one thing I can say with certainty. Space Dandy is absolutely worth your time. It's a roller coaster of emotions that takes you on a ride through an exceptionally unique tale. One that I certainly do not regret experiencing. If you skipped over this show and are searching for something fresh and entertaining, Space Dandy might just be for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.